check, but every fucking one of you do, somewhere between the ages of 62 and 70. Every fucking one of you do. Whether you need it or not, you take it. It's called Social Security. It was designed so that once you reach a certain age and that you probably shouldn't be working anymore, like the two guys running for office tonight, you shouldn't be working anymore, retire and take your goddamn Social Security check. And all the various other things that people bitch about, that when they need help and can't get it, but their Republicans vote against them to get it. My brother is taking advantage of every fucking finance thing out there, food stamps, disability, subsidized food, subsidized money, anything he can fucking get his hands on. And I don't blame him for it. If you're eligible for it, get it. If you're qualified for it, get it. There's a screening process. Other than with COVID money, that was a big fuck up. Other than with COVID money, but Donald Trump wanted to put his names on the checks. He withheld our checks so he could put his name on them. I knew one person, because a lot of people said they weren't going to have anything to do with it. I will never see a dime of it. Well, I'm going to go against you, T-Maker. Yeah, you will, because I know your age. And people have been saying that since I was 6 years old. Oh, this government is fucked. The Social Security's fucked up. They ain't going to get no, I'm never going to see a dime of it. They've been saying that since 1966, T-Maker. That's and probably before then. Long enough that I remember when people were bitching they weren't going to get it. Yeah, you will. If you paid into it, you're going to get something. You've been paying into it for a while, and I paid into it for a while, and because of disability, I got mine early. But yeah, you will, because this country, unless we turn it over to the extreme right-wingers, we will have it. So you might be right. If we turn this country over to the extreme right-wingers that want to do away with food stamps for needy children, they all want you to have kids. They just don't want to do anything to help you keep them alive once they get here. They don't want you to have any subsidized daycare for all the single moms. That's due to all the shit dads out there that leave their mothers here and in the Philippines and various other countries. It happens all over the place. So no, you'll have it, because I've been hearing the same fucking complaint from everybody since 1966. I've been around a lot longer than you, Mr. Maker. And they all been saying that since the beginning of me being able to hear old people talk. I'm never going to get a dime of it. Well, yeah, you will. Unless we get taken over by this country, not for 4 years, not for 8 years, by extreme right wing. Now, we've had plenty of Republicans. We had Reagan. Reaganomics didn't work. Drip, drip, drip. Oh, let's give a tax cut to all the rich people, and it'll drip. It dripped right down into their fucking pockets is where it dripped. And corporate greed right now is killing us. But oil companies making more money than they ever have. More money than ever. And I don't give a fuck that there's 20 of you in here. The ones that are in here are going to fucking hear the truth. It doesn't have to be that way. We're producing more oil than we ever have. Corporate greed is why everything is fucking outrageous. Because it doesn't have to be that way. Oh, we want to cage the migrants. Well, how much do you think that's going to cost? We're going to put them all in cages. Then we're going to deport them. How much do you think that's going to cost? How many people do you think are going to have to be hired to do that? And then when we run off all the labor that we have, and I'll go ahead and say it, cheap labor, because they're not holding out for $25 and $30 an hour like many of us are doing today, or hell, T-Maker might be insulted by that amount of money. He might be insulted by $25 or $30 an hour. Some people are. When you break my job down, it's insulting to think that I would work for $20 or $30 an hour, because I don't work that many hours. And the pay's decent for the amount of hours that I work. But that's the terms and the agreement that I made based on the skills and abilities that I have. So, no, I think T-Maker, as long as we don't turn it over to the extreme right-wingers who don't want you to have any Social Security. Donald Trump wants to do away with taxes altogether. Why? Because he owes a shitload. He's cheated the government out of a fuckload of money, along with all of his billionaire friends. Everybody that thinks that they got a break when Trump was in office is full of fucking shit. You didn't get shit when Trump was in office because nothing he did benefited you. It benefited his billionaire friends, the billionaire people that put him in office. He tried to make a deal with the oil companies where if you'll give me $1 billion, if I get in office, and if you give me $1 billion, I might, then I'm going to fix everything for you. I'm going to eliminate the regulations. I'm going to eliminate the taxes that you're paying. I'm going to dramatically lower them, if not eliminate them. Many of the top companies, they had a thing on Jeff Bezos the other day. I don't know if Bezos is Democrat or Republican. I have no idea. I do know the motherfuckers paid very little in taxes